Hey everyone, it's Tuesday, August 26th, and here's your daily Sugar Daddy season broadcast. Not a whole lot going on right now. Crypto markets bouncing back a little bit. We're still very early in this cycle. Uh, Even though crypto's strong and Bitcoin's made new highs, Ethereum is sniffing around 5,000 and can't quite get over it. We don't have that. We're nowhere near the end of near the top, in my opinion. Obviously, I don't know what's going to happen, but I don't think we're anywhere near the top in the crypto markets. I This feels more like the beginning. People still feel very disinterested in crypto, like almost like they just expect it to crash again. And to me, that's kind of a contrarian indicator. Another thing is, I think people don't really expect the meme coin explosion like I do, which is why I'm so fanatically pro meme coin and kind of expect these things to start booming soon enough. Um, I'm loath to like give a time frame. Generally, whenever I get into something, I get in about a year early before like the public really gets into it. And I started getting into Sugar Daddy season in April. And keep in mind, I didn't really know exactly what I was doing, and I've been screwing around a lot and learning a lot of things the hard way because that's really the only way I learn is the hard way. But using like how I generally get into things about a year to 18 months ahead of time, back with whether it was online poker or whether it was daily fantasy sports. To me, that kind of puts around Q2, maybe Q3 of next year when meme coins are really going to start to go crazy. When everyone's really going to be all like, it's going to be kind of common for people to be doing meme coins. So that means we're still actually really early, even though that doesn't seem like that far away. In crypto world, like 8 months is a long, long time. We're not even near the end of or like the meat of the crypto cycle, in my opinion. So that puts the meme coin part will probably be in the meat and near the end of it. So we're still kind of like inching our way up there. We don't have any comments yet, right, Quan?
We got one from Crypto Savvy. He's always in here. What's up, guys? We early as F. And Y Plus says, hey, okay, we got some. Nightcatcher.crypto. First time seeing him. What's good? A lot of what's ups. Hey, we here.
Okay, cool. Yeah, like honestly, like if we get something that's like a direct question, you're gonna have to like let me know because again, I'm a boomer. I barely know how to stream. I'm very impressed with the fact that I can look at a camera and talk, and I can kind of sit in a seat, and I can sometimes maintain focus. That's really all you can expect from me. So if you can't expect me to like respond to comments unless Quan tells me, hey, there's this comment. How do you respond? So that's kind of what we're gonna be doing here. Like I'm like, hey, Quan, do I need to like respond to something? Like I want people to feel included. Like I really do like it when people comment, even if people tell me, "Fuck you, why are you wearing that shirt? Like, why don't you wear something a little bit better? Why don't you be a little bit more interesting? You look so bland. You look like a douchebag." I'm cool with anything. I'm fine with any sort of feedback, even if it's negative feedback. I've gotten a lot of negative feedback lately, and I kind of deserve it, and in some other areas of my life. So believe me, if you have comments or feedback on like what I'm saying, or even how I look, or just anything, shoot in the comments and we can talk about it, and I'll give you a shout out. Well, Quan will give you a shout out, and I'll respond. Um, so, anyways, I think it's very important to know where we are, and we're still early. And I expect this meme thing to happen kind of quick. It's not the type of thing. It's the type of thing where if you see it start to happen and you wait a few months, then you miss out on the quick and the easy gains. Because again, I view this thing as a reflexive situation where everyone starts pouring into it, and that makes the gains, and then everyone wants to chase the gains. But it's not just people chasing Shiba Inu type stupid shit. And Shiba Inu is basically poser Dogecoin. We all know that, right? Does anyone not think Shiba Inu is just poser Dogecoin? Like everyone, like okay, like I'm just saying shit. Like I don't hate on anyone for buying Shiba Inu. To be very clear, like I get it. Like it seemed like it's fine to make money at things, even if you don't believe in them. I'm a trader. I understand that. Like, I'm not like, oh, you must believe in this, and how dare you buy this thing? It's just Pose or Dogecoin. No, I'm not like faulting anyone for buying Shiba Inu. I'm simply saying that the memes of last time were garbage. You had a dog Dogecoin, and then you had a poser one of it, and that was it. Now we're actually starting to see some real communities and some real ideas develop. And we've seen them over the past couple of years, but a lot of them were too early. And that's kind of what I want to talk about tonight. What were the big memes a year or 2 years ago, or even last cycle back in 2021, aren't necessarily going to be the memes that do really, really well this time. And my experience with online poker and daily fantasy sports kind of allows me to see these things, like see like a brand new industry that starts going crazy. Thank you, Knife Catcher. Like, we need to start being real. And like, the thing about crypto, there's so much crypto shit that's fake. Like, let's be fucking real. If you can't say that Shiba Inu was Pose or Dogecoin, even if you own a shit ton of Shiba Inu, like, why be honest with ourselves? I will tell you though, I have a lot of fucking regrets. I mean, I have a fuck ton of regrets over shit I've done the last 4 months. I mean, oh my God, I got so many regrets. And people that know me personally, you're like, damn, you got a lot of regrets. But one of my craziest regrets that you probably don't know about is I hired this crypto marketing firm to, once like Sugar Daddy season went off, and all I did was poser shit. Like, there was some like shady crypto shit that I guess they could theoretically have been good for, that you just sometimes have to do whenever you're in crypto to protect yourself from other shady crypto people. But god damn, all this, every fucking idea is poser. Poser this, poser. Everything in crypto land is trying to pose off of what some other. There's such a lack of creativity in crypto land. But they created this thing called meme coins, which allows for like the most creative thing ever. Because it basically says, prove that you believe in an idea. Prove that you believe in a community. Boom, own this meme coin. It allows for like so much creativity and so much nuance and so much fun that in the right hands, you can do a lot of things with it. And obviously, I'm trying here with Sugar Daddy season to do some creative stuff, but there will be other communities that do creative things too. And that's why we are pro meme coin at Sugar Daddy season. We're not like we're the only creative people. No, we're not saying that at all. We're saying there's a creativity revolution possible here with meme coins. And we are going to support other communities that seem to actually be doing some things, even if we don't really identify with what those communities are doing. And I keep talking about Giga a lot. Giga came out, it actually really boomed more like last year. It got to over $1 billion market cap, and then it got hit. But I don't think, but they're still trugging along. They're still like, they have their Giga line of sportswear and clothing. And I saw a post today about how they're going to have a sports drink. Like, they seem to still be trying to churn out shit, and they're still cooking. And that's a brand I believe in, even though I am not a fitness guy. I am not a Chad. I am not buff. I have absolutely no desire to like work that hard in my fitness or my health or be that cool or be that like have that much testosterone in my body. That's just not me. But I respect what they're doing. I respect what they're doing. I respect how they're kind of doing what I'm trying to do with Sugar Daddy season, but they're doing it, in the fitness, Chad type realm, and we're doing it more in this like, meme coin Sugar Daddy, like relentless optimism. Fuck it, like meme coins are going to be our saviors to fuck the boomers. Like, what we're doing here is a little more ephemeral. What they're doing is far more like focused on fitness and being a Chad, and I respect it. I'm going to keep buying more Giga. But this goes back to the type of coins I'm looking at. Now, Giga is not an old coin. Giga was not around in last cycle for 2021, okay? At least I'm pretty sure it wasn't. If it was, like, no one really heard of it. So this would be the first time that it would be in a big up move. Like, if this big up move happens, this would be the first time it was there for the big up move. Like the fact that it did well last year, well, 2024 wasn't like, yeah, I guess it was good for crypto, but the public didn't like start like pouring into it, and they weren't pouring into meme coins by any means. So I view Giga as like fresh still. There's some other meme coins that like maybe they've peaked a little too soon, like they peaked last year, or like they don't really seem like they're churning out new shit. So that's generally not the ones I'm really looking at. And then you have ones like the dog shit. Sorry, not dog shit, but like dog related stuff, Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, like those were obviously the big ones in 2021. I'm not into those at all. And here I'm going to tell you, because I think people are going to want a new, like they're going to want new things. They're going to want fresh. They're going to feel like they got in early. They don't want to feel like they're just bidding up other people's bags. They want to feel like there's something that's like they're catching something that's rising. They're not just buying something from 4 years ago. And I'm going to talk about what happened in online poker and draft and daily fantasy boom. So both of these went through massive boom periods, right? Like online poker, I got involved in 2002. It started booming in really 2004. Chris Moneymaker was summer 2003, but 2004, 2005 was the big boom. The biggest online poker room was actually Paradise Poker when I started playing. And Paradise Poker is no more. Like they didn't really make it during the poker boom. They did okay for a little bit, and then they kind of got smoked by Party Poker and Poker Stars, or even like 888 Poker. Like they just went nowhere. And then there's even older sites like Planet Poker. I talked about Golden Tiger Poker, which is on the Prima Poker Network. But my point is, just being around earlier didn't help these sites. Yes, the site needed to have been around in 2004 or late 2003, but it didn't really help them if they were around in like 2001 or 2000. It was okay to enter a little bit before the boom. It didn't really help to be around a while before the boom. If anything, it's almost like they got too used to it. They got too used to like the way things were, and they weren't able to like ramp up when the public started like pouring in. Now I'm going to talk about daily fantasy sports, because the same thing happened. Daily fantasy sports took off, I'd say, in 2014. 2014 and 2015 were the big years. It started getting a little bit of momentum in 2013. In 2013, there were a lot of places entered. And there were a lot of other places that were around from before that. Like DraftKings came around, I don't know if it was 2012 or 2011. FanDuel was around since 2009. But there's others like Draft Street, Daily Joust. There were others that were around into the boom, but they didn't make it. They were either too early, they weren't quite capitalized, like they weren't able to take advantage of the boom. And that's why it just basically stayed FanDuel and DraftKings. And then even when some other well-funded competitors try to come in, they just kind of sucked. So that's why it kind of ended up being in this duopoly. And eventually DraftKings kind of smoked FanDuel. And at least in daily fantasy sports, FanDuel's okay in sports betting, but DraftKings kind of has it locked down because FanDuel, like, they bought out the CEO. That whole thing was a shit show. Anyways, they kind of dropped the ball. But here's how this goes to meme coins. I don't expect Dogecoin and Shiba Inu to lead the way. I simply do not. People are not going to want to buy people's bags from 4 years ago. Dogecoin and Shiba Inu haven't done shit for 4 years. Like, no one cares. People still own it because they just kind of still own it. And they're just kind of like, I guess I still own it. Like I met guys that own Shiba, and they're like, yeah, I still own some Shiba Inu. I'm like, why? And they're like, They just never sold it. That's called people that will sell. Those are people that are definitely going to sell the first pop. Those just aren't things that people are going to get excited about. People are going to get excited about coins that basically launched in the last year or two. It doesn't matter the exact date, but the point is the coins from last cycle will not be what I expect to be the leaders. And if a coin let's just say a coin has been around and it kind of like peaked the last year, but it doesn't really show that it's trying to like push to something new. If it's just kind of doing the same shit it was doing last year or the year before, that's also something I'm not really that interested in. I really think now Giga's again, it's a little bit older, but I still they've got their nose to the ground. They're still trying to do shit. What about stuff like Bread or Boat? Again, those are stuff I'm not really like. Pepe, I don't hate it. I don't really get Brett. I just don't get it. I'm looking for stuff that has a strong brand or belief, and Brett doesn't really seem like it has either to me. That I'm not going to hate on it. I mean, maybe some other people like it. There's a difference between me hating on something, and yeah, that's how I'm feeling, Savvy. I feel like it's all about creativity, and if something strikes me as like poserish, it's kind of like whatever. Like Pepe, it's already worth so much. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it's not, if I don't want, yeah, I don't want it to just be another. It needs to send a message. It needs to say this is a community that believes in something. People respect balls. Yeah, I agree with you. Some of these things do have cult followings. I It's one of those things where I try not to have an opinion on everything. Just because I haven't bought something or I don't really like it that much doesn't mean I might not change my mind. It's like Brett Pepe, like those aren't things I'm really looking to buy right now, but I could change my mind, especially if I start seeing kind of something happening. And I'm not talking about the price. I'm talking about like what I'm seeing on the internet, like if I'm seeing like some sort of Pepe groups or just like what is it really, what are they trying to accomplish with this brand? Like is Pepe getting all over? I actually could kind of see Pepe doing it, to be honest. If any of these memes, like it'd probably be Pepe because it does stand for this like kind of snarky asshole that people get. Brett, I don't really know. I guess I just don't really know. I tend to like the memes that are not just centered around a fictional character per se. Like I said, I kind of like this Giga. I talked about Housecoin. I like stuff that's a little bit different. Like SPX 6900 is different. I like that's a over $1 billion meme that I've been buying some. I don't really talk too much about the over $1 billion memes like Pepe or SPX 6900. Yeah, that's true. I mean, like, it's one of those situations where you kind of have to like respect any meme that's done well. So when I'm like, well, I don't own any Brett or Pepe, it doesn't mean I'm like, oh, fuck these things forever. It's kind of like those aren't the first things I'm going to put my money in because they already valued high, and I'm not really sure what else they're going to be doing if there's this groundswell of money. Like the other thing about the groundswell of money is people are going to want to naturally go for things that can go up a lot higher and faster. And once things something already reaches a $5 billion market cap or $4 billion market cap, it's a little bit harder. In that group, I like Pudgy Penguins the best in the like small billions because I feel like Pudgy Penguins is really kind of doing something with that brand. They're all over the place. They have like little comics on Instagram. They have physical things they're selling. To me, it's a little bit more of a clear community and a clear brand than Brett or Pepe. But that doesn't mean I don't want to like shit on any coins, especially ones that I might consider buying. I just don't like Brett or Pepe. At least they're not poser coins. Do you get what I'm saying? Like if it's just another poser dog, I don't like it. I want to see something creative or different. At least SPX 6900, that is creative and different. Again, it's over $1 billion. So out of over the $1 billion coins, that's kind of the one I like the most. Yeah, I would say that's a great way to put it, Teflon Don. We're looking for upside. We're looking for upside. That's really the key. What is some upside it was upside with the price and upside with what they're doing? And does there seem to be an idea besides we just like this meme? And like we just, we're gonna just make memes of this meme. Something I've been following is troll. To me, it's something like a troll could be like the next kind of be like the next Pepe. It's got that sort of upside potential. But I really want to focus on finding kind of memes that are kind of fresh with it, with themes like teams that are kind of really believe not just in their meme coin, but like what they can do with meme coins. Hey, buddy. Anyways, we got any more comments, Quan?
Nothing outside of just Teflon Don agrees with the Peppa comment. Crypto Savvy says coin that doesn't send a message is just like making a coin about a Michael shirt. Bullish on sugar. That's what we want to hear. LordCrypto.base.e.
But I think there's a lot of people are attracted to the high dollar coins because, well, at least they're not going to get rugged. And I understand that. But I feel like when it comes to a meme coin bull and the type of bull I'm seeing, you really want shit that you really want to give yourself some 100x type potential. And once something's already in the billions, that 100x really isn't there as much. I mean, it could, but you really have to think that they're going to really perform. That's why I really want to see something in the hundreds or millions or lower, preferably that's got kind of a fanatical kind of team, and we'll see what's going on with it. And quite frankly, I want to see like a troll versus a Pepe. Like again, they're both troll type coins, and now troll is far newer and fresher and flimsier. But I feel like betting on something that's kind of flimsy but showing some real support is something I would rather do at a lower price point if it's kind of sending the same message. But the yes, I agree completely. It's all about the brand. And are they going to monetize the brand off chain? Are they going to try to do shit with that brand? And it's almost like sometimes coins that have been around for longer, they kind of just keep doing the same shit. You want something that's a little bit newer and got a little bit more of a dog in them. Not a dog coin, but got the dog in them. That's really going to keep going. Like, again, it wasn't Paradise Poker that did well during the poker boom. It was Poker Stars and Party Poker because they had the dog in them. FanDuel, even though they started early, they didn't have the dog in them, so they gave it up to DraftKings. And the ones that DraftKings had the dog in them, it's often someone that's early, like they're early enough, but they're still kind of new, that's got that type of kind of fanatical drive to win. And that's what I really want to see from a community more than anything. Because the money, the idea of my meme coin bull, as us Sugar Daddy season people, we believe in the meme coin bull. We're not going to ever say, no, fuck that meme coin. Like, I expect, in our Sugar Daddy season community, some people are going to like different meme coins than the others. And that's fine. It's not like this meme coin has a Sugar Daddy stamp of approval and this one doesn't. The idea is we all believe that this meme coin thing can be huge. And we all can talk about what we think and what we like and which ones we like and which ones we don't like and share ideas. That's the whole point of the Sugar Daddy season community. And I want to make that very clear. But what I also, from my own personal standpoint, like what I'm choosing to buy, what I'm choosing to collect, I'm generally trying to find something that's a little bit newer, that wasn't really around in 2021, that's showing some clear try and not just trying to rest on their laurels. And let's wrap it up with that. Any other comments, or are we good for the night, Juan?
That's it. Everybody's in agreement. Teflon Don, he gives the signature of approval. Troll versus Pepe sounds nice. 1000% agree with you.
All right, cool. We'll wrap it up tonight, and we'll talk some more meme points tomorrow. Have a good one.